Hey, what's going on, everybody? Keeping it real fishing here. I got some new lures I want to show you. Never made one of these videos before, but I find that I watch them, and I know other people like to see them, so I'll show you what I got. I typically like to own the lure, use the lure, see its, how it works and everything before I put in any 2 cents on it. But I got some things here, and I figured I'd just show them. Make one of these videos. I don't know, maybe I'll make some more. So I'm going to show you a few things. First is actually some stuff I got for Christmas. And this is all via Tackle Warehouse. And this I put all this stuff on my Christmas list. And this is actually compliments of my mom. So thanks a lot, Mom. Hopefully I get a new personal best off of one of the lures that you got me. That would be special. So here's the new ZMan Chatterbait Elites. These are the new ones, and I got it in white and in, these are both in 3/8 ounce, and in bluegill. And I like the new ZMans because, let's see, what do we got here? We got a 5/0 Gamakatsu hook, so that it's a big size for them now, and it's a nice sharp Gamakatsu, nice sticky sharp hook. Has a good keeper right there. I love these skirts. They just kind of, the way the plastic is molded here and everything, they just kind of naturally umbrella and flail out. Love the color, love the material, the silicone, and the reflectiveness of all those things that are impregnated into there. They're just super well done. I really, really love how ZMan creates these skirts. They're awesome. And so you got the painted head, chartreuse, orange, green, and you have a black blade here. So this is a really nice chatterbait. Very excited to use it, and kind of keep my colors simple. I like to have things in natural colors and things in kind of I always like to have like a dark, a natural, and like a light color. So kind of like light, medium, dark. And I have a black and blue one previously in another series, so just figured I'd add on a few. Got a nice white one here with a white blade, and I got this guy here natural. So very excited to use those. As a trailer actually for that, for the bluegill one, I got these Missile Bait twin turbos. These are new, but whatever, it's a split tail or twin tail grub. It's just their newest offering. It's all the same stuff as far as I'm concerned. But I like the color. I think it's called Golden Amber. And, nice pliable soft bait. Good color. Little details there. Even has a little missile on bottom. Twin turbo. Pretty cool. And, yeah, it was kind of a laminate design. Lighter on the bottom. Darker on top. Kind of an orangey with a green. And a small gold flake with larger black in the tail and some gold in the tail as well. So just nice, solid looking natural color. So many uses. Spinnerbait trailer, chatterbait trailer, obviously a jig trailer. So it's a good natural color. Let's see here. Always wanted to pick these up. These are the Domeki. I actually took this little thing off here. These are a Hydra Evolution in the 4.5 inch. These are really cool. Domeki's pushing these things hard. Very, very soft, pliable, limber plastic they're using. I mean, just goes all over the place, which should look fantastic in the water. Tails, super, super soft bait. It kind of feels like in the midsection here, has the same kind of density and feel of a Senko, but actually even a little bit softer. And it's my understanding that there's like a little kind of bubble of air or something in all these little knobs. So, and you can see videos online, like I don't know if it's the Lure Tour or another guy, but they show them in a tank, and these things don't just like lay at the side, they kind of like flail up and move around as you're jigging this around. So this thing looks really interesting in the water. I guess the fish will determine if it's good or not, but it definitely has action, it definitely moves around. And I intend to get a kind of like unrigged a football jig with a weed guard and just plain football jigs, and just use this as a jig. Should look really good in the water, having those little things moving all over the place. very excited to use that, and that was in green pumpkin. From Domeki also, we have the, again, another one I had to check out prior to showing you, the air craw. These are cool. This just makes a lot of sense to me. I like ZMan lures a lot for the fact that they float. They don't just flop to the bottom, and I like Domeki's doing their own take on it here. So the plastic is not a highly buoyant plastic, but what they do is they have these large claws that are filled with air. Now you can push the air out. There's a hole on top, but the fact of the matter is water can't get in there when you cast it, just because of the nature of the size of the opening and the way it displaces. Very, very, again, same kind of plastic, very, very soft. These things got little holes in them. It's just a nice looking craw in green pumpkin, and again, you could do a lot of things with this, but I think mainly more of a finesse maybe, just on a jig, maybe Texas rigged, something like that. But just, it's going to look really nice in the water. There are videos of this one I've seen, and so you can kind of scoot this along, and then when you stop it, those air-filled claws come up. They're going to come up like that. If this is the bottom, it's going to kind of raise up. So that's going to look really nice. Hopefully have some success on that. Berkeley Havoc, Rocket Craw, and the Bama Bug. These are nice craws, and different design than the other craw. I really like these long tentacles. These things should have some nice action. I think I saw a video with these too. I'm always looking for videos on these things. See how they move in the water. So you got those nice long tentacles, and these things are, any amount of twitch is going to send these things moving around. And you got some little legs there. Bama Bug color. And the unique thing here is on these claws, it's kind of got this split here, so it'd be good while in motion to use this like a chatterbait or a spinnerbait trailer, but also if you can see, it's kind of, there's a portion there where it widens out, and so that catches the water and really sends this thing into overdrive. So, as you're reeling it along, these things are going to be waving around like crazy. So that's the Rocket Craw. Okay, I want to give a big up shot to Sonny, Team Rippin' Lips. Saw a video where he just harped on these things so much. Zoom, Fat Albert Grubs, and Chartreuse Pearl. There's a video he has. If you haven't seen his channel, go over there. It's Team Rippin' Lips 1. The guy's name is Sonny. It's got a lot of good stuff. And I saw a video he made way back, and I always meant to pick these up, and I never saw them in stores. If I could open this. And he says, he just does so well in these things for swim jigs. Just a trailer for a swim jig. And he's like, what he actually says is like, it's not the color of the jig that he finds that gets bit. He's like, something about these trailers. It's just for him, maybe it's the area, the lakes or whatever, but that this color, just he's had a lot of success with it. So hey, whenever anybody has success with something, I'm willing to try it. And I've always liked pearl colors, pearl whites, pearl chartreuses. Just, they have the brightness, and in addition to it, they have the reflectiveness to them. That pearl just reflects light. Different than glitter. It's just like totally a reflective material. You can just see here how much light it throws. So, yeah. Gonna put these on some swim jigs and see how we do. So, thanks, Sonny. Hopefully catch some on that. And again, this is all from Tackle Warehouse. Took this guy out just in advance. River to Sea. Dahlberg Diver Frog in 50 in white, obviously. Okay, this is a smaller size. Now here's something I want to show you. I had one of these frogs already. This is the larger size. I've had this guy for over a year, maybe like a year and a half or something. Look at the legs, and that's how I got it out of the box. See how they just kind of go down there? And you see how these keep their shape? Just the way gravity takes them. These legs are like kind of like that same stuff the ZMan uses. They're that super ridiculously flexible stuff. You can stretch these things like 3 feet across the room. They're crazy. This is similar. This is a very stretchy material, but that's about it. As far as I'm stretching here, that's about as far as it's going to go without me starting to worry about it. Very, very flexible, but not like these old ones. And that's one of the downsides. This thing swam well, but you know, it would kick on the pole, but then the legs would come back, and sometimes they'd like go in front of the guy, or you know, they just kind of be all haphazard on the side. They'd be all over the place. So this, it seems that they reformulated that plastic, so now just by gravity they kind of keep that perfect shape. So I could just see this thing kicking perfectly, you know, these legs here just kicking down and then coming right back there. Boom, boom, boom. You know, the videos on the Dahlberg frog, it seems that way, but then in practice these things are just so loose. They kicked pretty good, but they always came back, you know, just all over the place. So I'm glad to see that reformulated. This is the 50 size versus the 60, and I'll just show you the differences in size. You know, a little bit smaller. It's not huge. And small difference also in the weed guard. I noticed the weed guard on the original one is just a square weed guard. Look at the sides. And the weed guard on the new one is angled in on the sides. I don't know if you can even see that. You can kind of see it there. And this here is just the way it was packaged. My weed guard, when they closed the package, they had it bent forward, so it's got a little residual there. But these are nice. They got the right amount of density to protect the hook and also compress. So, and I like white. I don't know. I've always had success on white topwater baits and black topwater baits. I mean, I know green is natural, but white and black always seem to get bit for me. So, Dahlberg frog and 50, and just yeah. So they have a different reformulation of the legs now. Keep that in mind. Okay, really cool. Here we go. River to Sea, super yabby, weedless crayfish. 90 size. They make these things in a bunch of different sizes. 3/0 hook, and I'll speak to that. And these are made with the same thing that kind of like those Dahlberg legs were, and also ZMan plastics. They're that thermoplastic, so you don't want to have it touching anything else. But hey, I like that stuff, man. It's just durable. You know, this stuff here is kind of like, you know, super stretchy. It's awesome. I'm glad that they were made of this. I didn't know it when I ordered it. This is a nice looking bait. In terms of realism, you aren't going to beat this. This thing is really realistic. Love the color, the material, the softness of it, just perfect. Look at the details of this thing. Nice size. The 90 size, I don't know what that is. I guess this is about 3 inches or so. Now here's the one downside that I found so far. Very, very little clearance between the hook and the body of the lure. And then when you factor in the weed guard having to compress, now it's in the way. Right now, the distance between the sharp point of the hook and the body / weed guard, that's only about 2/8 of an inch. There's very little gap there. Very little gap. So that's my only thing with this, is I wish they would have used a larger hook or one with more of a wide offset here. Because I could see this, I could see a lot of strikes being missed. There's just not a lot of area to, you know, for that thing to slide in there. And the body doesn't really, you know, it's not a hollow body, it doesn't compress. It's soft, but it's a very little clearance there. But we'll see. Otherwise, awesome looking bait. Great material choice. You can see the weight in there. And these things sit nice in the water. You got your line tied there, so you know you could like scoot it across the bottom, and then the weight kind of, you know, stands it up a little bit. I mean, this thing just looks incredible. So we'll see how those hooks work out, though. I think that's going to be a bit of a shortcoming. And so that's it for Tackle Warehouse, and I'd just like to show you a few other things real quick. Picasso jig in 3/8 ounce. This is Fantasy Football Jig Watermelon Chartreuse Pearl. Really cool looking football head. Look at the detail there when this focuses. You got that dimpling there, kind of like a golf ball. Recessed, look at that line tie. is actually recessed, and then they actually have to drill out. That's drilled to to get the material out, so they have that done for you. But really, really subtle, low profile line tie, and you know, just a nice looking football head. Okay. These are from Cabelas now. They had a sale, employee discount sale, and I had a gift card, so I got a few things. Yamato Senko, 5-inch, like this color. I think it's a new color. It's kind of like a laminate. It's a greenish with a purple. Split half and half. Like those two colors, and the fact that they're in one, I'm going to try that out. Nice looking color there. ZMan Worms, Finesse Worms, Purple Haze, 7-inch. Have these in a smaller size. Love these worms. Love the flexibility. They last forever. They're buoyant. They float in the water. They stand right up. If you have them, you know, on a kind of a jig or something on the bottom, they come right up. And like this color, kind of like a violet and a purple with some green flake. Purple is sometimes the color, man. People sleep on purple, but that's color's been around forever. I mean, think of like old man's jelly worms. I mean, one of their, I think they had 3 basic colors. It was black, strawberry, and purple. It was like the first 3 colors. Purple, I've noticed some days purple is the color that gets bit. And just, I don't know, it's fallen out of favor with fishermen, but let me tell you, fish, you know, they don't have the same swings that the wallets of fishermen have. Purple is a viable color. Let's see here. Okay, I'd like to thank Jim. His channel's Tackle Junkie 81. It's got a lot of cool stuff on there. He had done a little review on these, which put me onto them, and these things are awesome. Norman Lures speed clips. I tend to use swivels a lot. I know some people just always tie directly. I don't know, I like to change lures, and I use these little swivels. Now these don't have the swiveling portion on them, but you could just add that on. That's not a problem at all. But look at how easy this is. You just take it, you hold it here, and you just press. And then you would just, you know, there's your opening, and you just slide your lure on, and then boom, you're done. How sweet is that? And this is strong, man. This ain't going nowhere. That is nice. You know, it's like building the better mousetrap. Same swivels have been around forever. And these are just easier, and that mechanism just looks a lot stronger. It can't give out like the normal swivel hook clips. I've had a lot of swivel hooks just open up on me. These, it's just not going to happen. So, thanks Jim. Appreciate it, and really excited to use these. Made in the USA, and for a pack of 10, I think it's like $3. So these things are awesome. And then last 2 things from Cabelas. CNR7, that denotes the size. You're looking at a 5/8 ounce, 2 3/4 inch. What are these guys called? Clack and wrap. I like these guys a lot. Just read a review of these over on Tackle Tour. Look at the dimensions. Really thick on the bottom, thick on the top head. Oops. And yeah, Tackle Tour really liked these things. They said that you just had so much feedback in the water from these in comparison to some other rattle traps. Like, you should get feedback from any rattle trap type bait, but they said these was just, it was so pronounced. It had a great feel to it. I like the color. It's like kind of like definitely a natural looking. Could pass for all kinds of little bait fish. Perfect color. The reflective is actually below the plastic, so it's not going to wear off, because it's actually, there's plastic which enshrouds the reflective portion of it. Nice looking bait, and of course it's got the, you know, that one knocker, that side to side on the metal, and then it also has a stinger hook on front. So this is a nice, I'm really excited on this one. That's a good looking rattle trap if you ask me. And then last thing from Cabelas, keeping it classic, original lunker lure. I like 1/2 ounce because throwing, for me, when I throw a buzzbait, these things just, they catch all kinds of wind. They're just not streamlined to throw. Wind hits this thing and it starts to buzz, and it's like trying to cast a kite. They just don't want to go anywhere in the 3/8 ounce, and never mind going lower. So on a baitcaster, you know, 1/2 ounce kind of overcomes that wind resistance when it gets caught up in the blade, and you can get it out there for a good distance. And this one, I really, really like the tinsel in the skirt. I like that whenever I can find it on a chatterbait or a spinnerbait or anything, but I always like when there's a little bit of reflective tinsel, as opposed to just normal where they have a little bit of the, you know, like the little, normal like worms or whatever, the glitter. I like this. This is a good looking buzzbait. So very excited to use these. And these original ones, there's a million out there now, but you know what? This does the job as good as anything else. And I think this was $3.99 before discount. I think I got this for like $2.49. So pretty sweet, pretty sweet. All right, guys, that's it. That was the Cabelas and Christmas stuff from Tackle Warehouse. Yeah, so just some stuff I wanted to show you. Thanks for watching.